In a few minutes, we have indication that the remains of the celebrated footballer Christian Atsu will be arriving here. And already I've seen a raft of individuals, dignitaries who have already arrived here. We have security chiefs of the military, the fire service, the immigration who are here at the moment. And not far away from where I am, there is a supporter group that are already kicking things off to attempt to douse the very somber emotions that are reflected across this entire area. And you'll see that in your picture. They're trying to kick things off and getting some music going. But I can tell you, Martin, it's an absolutely somber atmosphere here. Individuals are simply unable to control the grief and the emotions. Family members of the late Christian Atsu are simply inconsolable. Those we have seen are being literally helped to manage the grief, even as we await the arrival of the remains. I've seen Information Minister Kojo Ponkrumah here. We're expecting Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapa, as well as the Deputy Sports Minister, to join us. They are officially going to be receiving the remains of the late Christian Atsu. But Kelvin Owusu-Ansah is with the sports team. He's joining me. He's been interacting with some of the football people we've seen here. He's joining me. Kelvin, you've seen some of the football people. Run us through who and who are here yet, and what do we know about just how much of a loss this is to the footballing body in Ghana?
Well, I think this is a great loss, and Komla, for Christian Atsu to be lost at this crucial moment. He paid his dues to the country, and we all know not just football, but Atsu is fondly remembered, or people are so much connected and attached to this because of his philanthropic and charity stuff that he did for the entire nation. Well, I have seen former FIFA referee Joseph Lamte, who is here and leading the immigration service here. We also saw the Honorable Deputy Minister for Youth and Sports, Ivan Sopoku-Bobie, who was also present to give us a quick attention, but he's been out of sight in the last couple of minutes. Thankfully, Kojo Ponkrumah has also been present here. We are still waiting for a lot more. Top journalists are already present here trying to cover 4 other media houses. So we are still waiting, just as we pronounced earlier on 3FM that we are expecting, that is SWAC President Kwadna Yeboah to be present, as well as the Ghana Football Association President Ket Ukraku, and it's been confirmed that PFAG General Secretary, that is Anthony Bafo, is also going to be present here. So we are waiting for all those dignitaries, and hopefully we expect a lot more from the football family, where Christian Atsu is well loved, to be present here in the next couple of minutes.
And Kelvin, if I could just show our viewers right now, if you look to my left, you see that it's a busy mix of activities happening just behind us. They're having aircraft and airport officials running around trying to ensure that all is well and ready in the next few minutes to receive Christian Atsu. But I've seen also members of the clergy who are here. In a few minutes, we'll be trying to engage some of them. It's generally been a somber atmosphere. I've also been engaging some of the individuals who have made it to the VIP lounge of the Kotoka International Airport. They tell us just how much Christian Atsu meant to them beyond football. And if you monitor the outpour of grief that has been coming through since news of his demise came through, you would believe and understand just how much Christian Atsu meant to Ghanaians, and that he went beyond just football. He was hope to many individuals. He was a ray of light to many underprivileged children in parts of the country. And for these individuals, his demise is such a big loss. But they are consoled in the fact that he represented more than just football and gave them a glimmer of hope while he was alive in the 31 years he was here on earth. So let me just quickly show you some of the dignitaries that are here. You'll see in your picture Information Minister Kojo Ponkrumah. You'll see some officials of the Foreign Affairs Ministry, and they will be conducting events here in a short time. But we've had a lot of confirmation that in the next few minutes everything will kick off. But Kelvin has someone he's going to interact to in a very short time.
Well, thank you, Komla. Man, we have here someone who worked and made sure that Christian Atsu, through his youthful days, was able to replicate something exemplary in future. He coached him through his junior ranks, and made sure that the right character and the right discipline was given Christian Atsu before he moved out of the country. And he is the boss of Cheetah FC, where Christian Atsu had his youth development. That is Mr. Yate. He's been one of the prominent sports guys, not just football. He's been through a whole lot. Thanks so much this evening. I know this is a very sad moment for you, but how did you receive the news?
Well, first of all, it was a difficult 12 days. He's found, he's not found. A lot of conflicting stories. So on Saturday, yesterday, we received the devastating news that Christian is gone. When Nana Setre called me and said, Yate, Christian is passed. I can say my heart stopped beating for a second. And afterwards, I cried like a baby. I've received news of so many deaths, but seriously, Christian death actually hit me hard.
Bayate, we know you are here. How have you been able to deal with it, especially those close in and around Christian Atsu, the family, and then everyone attached to Christian Atsu?
Well, honestly, yesterday, I don't know how to describe how I felt. How I felt yesterday, to a point where my wife actually let me stand on my feet, and then she said to me that, what are you doing? This is the time that you rather have to stand strong and rather try to console the family, the friends. So stop what you're doing. And I just put myself together and start calling some of his relatives and friends to actually console them, and then so that we all keep strong in this situation.
Well, Yate, before I let you go, how much of a loss is Atsu to you and then Cheetah FC? Because we know that he was inspiring the youth that you have currently in your team, and also doing his best to make sure that we have the next generation of talent growing and developing to become the best the country has ever seen.
Well, for me, Christian was an angel on earth, and it's going to be very, very difficult to replace Christian Atsu, not only because of his talent, because of the person that Christian were actually, you understand. And in regards to his relationship with Cheetah and how it's going to affect us, Christian is ours. We saw him where he started from, and then where he was before this tragic situation happened to him. And then he was somebody that we always used to get the players inspired from what he's been doing into the world. So I think it's hit Cheetah very well.
All right, thank you so much. That is Hayate. Yes, so that is Hayate, the owner of Cheetah FC. And he's clearly given us how devastating this news is for the youth, and especially for Christian Atsu, who was contributing so much to the development of Cheetah FC and football. So that is where Christian Atsu grew up, his youth days and then his juvenile days before he moved to, that is Feyenoord, now West Africa Football Academy. Komla, so he heard from the manager for Christian Atsu during his juvenile development days at Cheetah FC before he moved to Feyenoord Gomafete, and he's so devastated. Thankfully, he's been able to gather that spirit to be present here, but you can feel the grief he's in.
And I could tell when he was speaking to you that he was holding up, because to many of us here in Ghana, Christian Atsu's loss is a heavy blow. Many of us who are not in football have also been affected by this. And you could tell by the outpouring of grief the world over. People who are politicians, people who are civil society individuals, club football administrators, all of these individuals have been sharing their fondest memories. In fact, one of the most intriguing I saw today was Rafael Benitez, who once managed Christian Atsu. He said he was an absolute professional.
Well, and I think he was the one who actually purchased or permanently made Christian Atsu's move to Newcastle, and he really liked his skill, and he really had that trust and belief in him. You could feel the passion with which he spoke and trying to eulogize Christian Atsu, and for most people who knew the quality.
All right, so Komla, Adom and Kevin also answered there at the Koteka International Airport are waiting. So you could tell that all those who had gathered there are all waiting for the plane to touch down with the body of Christian Atsu, whom we're told that the family members will be helping through the assistance of the state security be laid to rest and given a befitting funeral. We would be going back to the airport, hopefully before the bulletin ends, when he finally does touch down, and then we'll be speaking to Komla again to update us on that. You're watching News 360, paying particular tribute to Christian Atsu.
Earlier, my colleague Godwin Asediba was at the family house at Otojo in Accra and reports preparations are underway for the funeral. The family, however, tells TV3 the funeral has assumed a state one, and so they would have to liaise with government at every stage.
He usually calls me to prepare him his favorite meal when he's returning home, but that will never happen again.
I am in Obojo, and this gate you see here leads to the family house of the late 31-year-old Ghanaian football star Christian Atsu. Indeed, a number of family members here have been thrown into a state of shock and grief, still trying to come to terms with the fact that the young man has lost his life. At the compound of the family house where Christian Atsu's mother used to live, you see a number of loved ones who have come in here after they heard the heavy news. Indeed, the sadness written all over their faces. Right here are family members who are having a meeting to prepare to receive the deceased remains, which will be arriving at the Kotoka International Airport at exactly 7:40 p.m. as we have been told by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. We've been speaking to Christian Atsu's senior sister who has been part of the meeting.
It hasn't been easy. I prayed and fasted for him to be saved.
Oh, yeah, preparation be brave. Yeah, myself, it's no, and I, it's not, and Yanka Sanso, Yaboy,
Preparations are underway. Some members of the family will be at the airport to witness the arrival of his remains.
According to Christian Atsu's uncle, the state has laid its hands on the funeral, but the family is doing its part.
We were made to understand that even when the cops comes, it's the military who will take over. They will take the cops and everything. So, since it's a statement, we are not going to do anything to tarnish the program the state is having. But we are here to see the program the state will draw for. But the family, we are also planning our own dam. So when we meet for tomorrow going, it comes at the weekends. And we have to meet tomorrow to see what to go on.
Yeah, but I've seen that most of you were, discussing the issue and laying down plans as to what you will do, having a 1 week celebration and all of that. Have you landed at any conclusion yet?
No. What we are saying is that as a family, we are not waiting for the state to do what they want to do alone. But we also have to put in our input. So we are planning those things down. We are planning those things down. So that when we meet for tomorrow going, the cops is in and we meet for tomorrow going, we have our plans and then we'll see what the state also have. Then we take it from there. So it devastated all of us, and we have to gather the pieces to stand strong, to continue.
Well, it was indeed their hope that they get to see Christian Atsu alive again, just as many Ghanaians were expecting him to be retrieved under the rubble alive. But as the remains will be arriving at the Kotoka International Airport at 7:40 p.m., you should trust us here at TV3 to bring you all the details. Godwin at Sidiba, TV3 News, Accra, Abuja.